thatmovieguyUK.
Welcome back, and maybe welcome for the very first time, and I'm here again with another review from Fantasia Film Festival. Today we're going to talk about Labyrinth Cinema, which is Nobuhiko Obayashi's last film before his passing earlier on in 2020. He is a director that has captivated me from watching Houseu as my first film of his, and then I've delved a lot further into Hanagatami, his Motorbike, Her Island. They are brilliant films that not a lot of people watch, and you can watch them on YouTube, most of them for free these days, so please check them out. Anyway, back to Labyrinth of Cinema. Labyrinth of Cinema is his last film, and obviously it was at Fantasia Film Festival, and I wasn't going to say no to reviewing this, so let's get talking. Labyrinth of Cinema story is centered around a group of young people who travel back in time when they are in a movie theater just before closing time. They witness deaths during the closing days of Japan's feudal times and on the battlefront of China before they are sent to Hiroshima just before August 6, 1945, when the atomic bomb hit the city. Labyrinth of Cinema feels like an amalgamation of Obayashi's whole career. It blends in all of the visual splendor that he provides, but this is such a snappy edited film that kind of distorts you as a viewer at times, and I think you have to stick through it. It is a 3-hour film, so first of all, I would not recommend this as a first Obayashi film. You're venturing into a very abstract territory with this, and for me personally, this is a deep exploration again into Obayashi's life and how things have changed. But his main focus on war and an anti-war message is poignantly strong in most of his films, particularly in Hanagatami recently. But with Labyrinth of Cinema, it feels like he is more focusing on how Japan's look at war and how it's kind of changed heritage and how it's changed lives for the better or maybe the worse. It really depends. But it is a colourful journey that I truly loved and admired a lot more than I anticipated. I wasn't overly sold by the runtime. I think the narrative kind of loses itself and it gets a bit soggy in the middle. But still, I can respect everything that Obayashi brings to the table with the whole concept of it. It is a very interesting history piece, but also what I find interesting about Obayashi is how he focuses on youth. Youth is the future. Youth is something that is going to provide a better world, and I think the way that Obayashi utilizes these young characters in Labyrinth of Cinema is very crucial to the message that he's trying to build and how his anti-war stance is cemented in his career. The dialogue delivery in Labyrinth of Cinema also I found to be very poignant. I think that there was a more of a melancholic type of feel to it. It wasn't necessarily always making sense, but what Obayashi's trying to transcend over is his inner thoughts, I think. And in a way, I find this to be a film where he is really looking at death in the eye, because death is a poignant part of war. But with Obayashi here, I think he's looking at his life and really expressing himself through each cut, each visual frame, each piece of dialogue. It's very touching. And I don't know if my sense of emotion has overstricken my critical elements with this film. I know some people just don't like this film, and that is totally acceptable. But I think because I've been so invested in Obayashi's work recently, I think it kind of took me over and really took me on a very bizarre, bonkers journey that only Obayashi can bring. And in all honesty, Labyrinth of Cinema is a film that any director would be proud to end their career with. He's a massive loss to cinema in general, I think, and I do hope that more people watch his films and they become more widely available through physical media and through streaming services over the next few years, because it is a brilliant visual director that needs more attention beyond Houseu. So I'm going to end it on that. Have you seen Labyrinth of Cinema? Please let me know what you think. I know what Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, is going to say to me, but that's fine. I'm ready for the discourse. That's totally fine with me. If you've seen it, comment below. Let me know what you think. If you're looking forward to seeing Labyrinth of Cinema, again, share your thoughts. What's your favorite Obayashi film? Any recommendations? If you go to my letterbox, you'll see all the Obayashi films I watched. I think I've watched like 12 by now, which considering the limitations of his late filmography, I'm quite chuffed with. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the description also to the Fantasia page so you can get more details on Labyrinth Cinema. And I'll be back again with my very last Fantasia Film Festival review very soon, and that's going to be A Mermaid in Paris, and then Fantasia's over and other things are coming, including the new Charlie Kaufman, which I am so fucking excited to talk about. Anyway, as I say on this channel normally, Diolch danko, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shins, and obviously never change. Go away.